What's going on, everybody? This is Jeff with Living in Arizona, and based on popular demand, we are going to make a more revised version of the previous video that we made before about renting in Phoenix, Arizona. So you've got apartments and you've got homes. Which way do you go? Which way do you go? And the other video that you could do would be buying, right? We can make that at a later date if you guys drop the comments below and say, hey, Jeff, give me that video. I need the most up-to-date recent information about buying a home. This is going to be the most up-to-date relevant information to summer 2019 about renting a home. My opinion and some research. So we do the research for you here at Living in Arizona for the most part. And you could see, you could join this channel. We've now got 6,500 subscribers on YouTube. And you could turn on the bell because some of you were asking, how do you get tuned in when we do a live video like we did yesterday from the Arizona subtropical garden in my backyard? You turn on that bell, you get notified. So you got to get that bell, hit that bell, and that notifies you when we drop a video. Okay, so on our group, Living in Arizona, we recently posted Arizona Roll Call, currently living in Arizona or out of state. So we're asking people, where are you guys coming from? 103 comments in 3 hours. So lots of people are, look at, someone's typing a comment right now in our group. So people are sharing their stories, living in Peoria, living in Peoria. So Peoria apparently is a hot spot. A lot of people from this channel are joining us from Peoria. So that's kind of cool. And we're going to talk about Peoria in this video, might as well, right? So that's where this is kind of coming from. People telling me, hey, where's a good place to live? Stacy Marie just posted, she says, still in Colorado, but originally from Laguna Beach, looking to move to Arizona. That's a good point, because that leads us to our next point, is that I've talked to a few people here recently who said that they were considering Colorado or Arizona. So it's like when people are considering, say, moving from Chicago or moving from Atlanta or Midwest, wherever they're coming from, or back east, are they going to Colorado or are they going to Arizona? It used to be they'd go to California and that was pretty much all she wrote. But now it's come down to Colorado, Texas, Arizona. Some even venture all the way as far north as Oregon or Washington. But the two hottest comparable places, I don't know why Utah never comes in. Like, no one wants to move to Utah and no one's trying to really move to Nevada, apparently. Although I do get a couple Las Vegas inquiries. But let's talk about this. So there's a couple different websites that you can use if you're searching for apartments. I mean, I'm just going to go through the stuff and show you what we can find. But if you're looking for apartments in particular, it's apartments.com. If you're looking for rentals, homes, or apartments, you can use rent.com. Okay. If you're just looking to rent a home, I really like, what is it? Oh, wait. Got all these websites pulled up. Trulia. Where's Trulia? Here we go. This is Trulia. So I like Trulia if you're looking for homes. You could also use Zillow. They've got apartments and homes. So let's go ahead and use Zillow first. So you can see right here, this is just in the area of, hopefully you guys like my cursor now. I have this nice big mouse, right? $2,395 for a 1-bedroom. Okay. What's the deal with that? That's on 1630 East Georgia Avenue in Phoenix. So a 1-bedroom going for what is compared. So this is on the high end. This is like if you want a luxury apartment. You even get a backyard. So it's kind of like a condo. But the benefit to this is you get something like a pool, right? So this right here is on the high end. Is it even furnished? It's cool, available cooling. So yeah, you get the cooling. But yeah, this is really an expensive one. Now you have, the average price for an apartment is going to be about $1,000. Okay, so if you thought that $2,395 for 1 bedroom reminded you too much of California prices, don't worry. That's just a rare anomaly. That's like in a really good area. Good areas like Biltmore or downtown Scottsdale have pricing like that. So this one is at 36 West Tierra Buena. So I believe that's 36th Street Tierra Buena in Phoenix. $1,075. Like I said, they're going to be about $1,000. You can see on average. Here you have one, the residence on High Street, 5335 East High Street. So that one's going for $1,380 for just a 1-bedroom. And a pretty nice lot. Look at that pool. I mean, having a pool in Arizona in the summer is very important in my opinion. So let's go ahead and look at some of these other homes. If you wanted a home, for example, you would just go right here, deselect these, and go to houses. Okay, and I'm going to drill down the areas because this is important. You need to know the areas. So I'm going to use the map to illustrate a lot of this stuff as I've done in the past. But if you're living in Phoenix, you can see it. You can rent a home, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, right in the heart of Phoenix for $14.95. You can even get it even a little bit cheaper in the heart of Phoenix, $12.95 for a 3 bedroom, 2 bath. So it's almost like you get a house for the same price you get an apartment, or maybe just a little bit more, you get a house. And I would say, unless you need a furnished apartment or a furnished home, because some people, they're moving out here for a second home, they might still go back for the summer or whatnot, because the summers in Arizona are pretty hot. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the map and talk about the various areas around Phoenix that you might consider moving to, right? So you have Glendale. The housing prices in Glendale are going to be some of the more affordable areas in all of Phoenix Metro. So you can get, but it's got some downsides. It's not a very amazing area. It's an okay area, but it's, I don't necessarily recommend it. But it does have some affordable pricing, and it is pretty close to downtown Phoenix. I mean, right here's Sky Harbor, and then over here is downtown Phoenix. There's Central right there. So Glendale has that close proximity, but it's over here in this area of West Phoenix. I don't necessarily know if I recommend that. Then you have the Biltmore Fashion area. This is a really nice area, high rent. If you've got the money and you're looking for $2,400 a month, Biltmore is probably a good place to end up for an apartment. Houses over here are probably $2,000 to $3,000. Scottsdale, downtown Scottsdale, is where the excitement and the fun is. And then if you're a younger person, you come over here for an apartment. You could stay in one of these high-rise apartments over here. They're like dorm apartments, maybe from about $1,500 a month, or $1,000 to $1,500 a month, right next to Arizona State University. And then this is where all the fun's happening out here on Mill Avenue. So you have Mill Avenue right here. And that's where all the fun goes down. We've already made a video about that. But you can see they just keep building more and more high-rises. So if you're more of a family person, you're going to look down here in this area over here called Mesa, Chandler, and Gilbert. Now, Gilbert's going to be the up-and-coming town that a lot of people are considering. Someone said that they were like, what would be your favorite place to live if you could live in an apartment? Because obviously, I bought a house, so I had to live out in the suburbs. So if you're buying homes, typically you're moving out to the suburbs unless you're buying a house in city, but you're going to be paying top dollar if you're in the city. Suburbs are just more affordable. But they said if you could live anywhere in Phoenix, where would it be? I said North Scottsdale. So North Scottsdale is right up here, right? So here's the air park, and you have Kierland, you have TPC Scottsdale, just this area around Bell Road, probably around 101. Actually, this is probably more of what I was talking about. So you have DC Ranch, La Strada, Tesoro, Greyhawk. This area right here is probably where I'd want to be. Even McDowell Mountain Ranch, just this whole area right here. This is North Scottsdale. So I'm going to go really slow and show you the area. This whole area right here. That's where I would go. Okay? And money, it's expensive over there. Another alternative would be over here in this area called Central Scottsdale. That's pretty good over there. But South Scottsdale, it's good, but at the end of the day, it's older infrastructure and it's more expensive, and I don't really have too much necessity for partying. But if I did, Scottsdale would be where I'd want to go. Okay, so you also have Arcadia, which is way more expensive, high rent district. And then you have Gainey Ranch, McCormick Ranch. Then if I had a number 2 spot, it would probably be over here. You have this area, Ahwatukee, Guadalupe, all the way over to Gilbert. So you have this whole area right here, not Mesa. Okay, some of you guys are asking about Mesa. If you wanted to move to Mesa, the area that I would say where you would start looking around Mesa would be East Mesa. They have a place called Eastmark. But you have all this area up and down on the Usury mountain range. This would be like probably a number 3 spot. And then if we needed West Phoenix, because we absolutely had to live out there, which some of you guys absolutely are just passionately in love with West Phoenix, and I say that because I see the comments. You guys are like, "What's wrong with West Phoenix?" Go out to West Phoenix. It's good. It's cool. There's some nice areas. Like it would be right here. Okay, so you have Hurricane Harbor, and then you have these lakes, these beautiful lakes, Arrowhead Lakes. If you can rent a house over on Arrowhead Lakes, you'll be living a pretty good life, I'd say. And then, you have Trilogy Golf Course at Vistancia. Trilogy is a brand that you'll hear quite a bit for housing. This is a nice suburban area, kind of like, I use this term lightly, but I'll use it anyway. It's called the poor man's Scottsdale. You get that Scottsdale foothills living without having to pay the top dollar price for living in Scottsdale. Beautiful place. I mean, it's better than where I'm at now, okay? But it's not quite Scottsdale. It's not quite DC Ranch or Grayhawk, that area that I was showing you in North Scottsdale. And then if you're older and you're retiring, great area to go is Sun City. Obviously, look how big Sun City is. You have Sun City Grand. We already talked about that in previous videos. You have regular old Sun City. And just this whole area right here is really nice for if you're into retirement community. Another place you might look if you're also looking to retire is down here in the Southeast Valley. They have some stuff like this. They have Dobson Ranch. Anytime you get the water, the water, just living on the water is pretty nice. But they have a couple retirement communities out here. Let's see if I can find the one that I'm looking for. What is this? So you have Ocotillo. This is kind of a retirement community. And then you have Sun Lakes. So that's a retirement community. But if you look at how far away Sun Lakes is from downtown Phoenix, it's pretty far, right? And what's closer, Sun City or Phoenix? Or Sun City or Sun Lakes to downtown Phoenix? They're probably about the exact same, and they're both about an hour away. Well, the US 60 is not really an efficient road. I think that's called Grand Avenue also. So, yeah. All right, so overall, if you wanted to know the price ranges, if I could just give it to you, Scottsdale, you're looking at about $1,500 to $2,500 per month for an apartment, and about $2,000 to $2,500 or $3,500 a month for a house. If you're moving to Tempe, you're going to be looking at Tempe apartments start at about $800 and go all the way up to about $2,200. Mesa, about the same as Tempe, maybe a little bit cheaper. Chandler's a little bit more expensive than Tempe, and Gilbert's going to be a little bit more expensive than Mesa, Tempe, and Chandler. Ahwatukee a nice area. I've talked about that before. It's probably going to be about the same price as Chandler. And then downtown Phoenix is going to be even cheaper than Southeast Phoenix. Downtown Phoenix for an apartment rental would probably cost you starting at around $700 all the way up to $2,000 if you live in a place like Biltmore. But on average, Phoenix is going to be the most affordable area along with Glendale. So this little valley area right here from Glendale to Phoenix is going to be $700, maybe even cheaper, all the way up to $2,500 if you're living in Biltmore or Arcadia. Sometimes even more than that. But there's just that one area. Paradise Valley doesn't really have too many apartments. They're mostly homes, but to rent a home in the area of Paradise Valley, you're probably looking at around $2,500 on the cheap side, $7,500 on the high side. So the further you get away from these mountains going this way, the more affordable it's going to get. The closer you get to these mountains, the Phoenix Mountain Preserve, Piedmont Peak, which I always call Squaw Peak, but it's been changed, and then Camelback Mountain, the more expensive. So these mountains, you can see that are right in the middle of the city. Closer you are to these mountains, the more expensive it's going to be, just so you know. That's just a general rule of thumb. They call them the foothills. People like to... The foothills in Arizona are like the ocean is in San Diego or Los Angeles or San Francisco. So in summary, that's basically what you got. And then you have Buckeye, Goodyear. I would say you could probably get a pretty decent brand new type apartment for anywhere, it probably as low as $800 in Goodyear all the way up to about $1,500. Goodyear is not very expensive. Neither is Buckeye. Neither is Litchfield Park. This is newer infrastructure. Avondale also. So newer infrastructure, better prices. You could probably get more bang for your buck as far as home rental quality or apartment rental quality minus the things to do, and it's going to be less quality. The standard of living is not as amazing over there as it would be in the Southeast Valley. The Southeast Valley has a little bit better standard of living, more things to do, but they're trying to really build up the Southwest Phoenix. Like I was telling you, they're taking all this farmland at some point, and it's just going to turn into different things like amusement parks and homes as they continue to prepare for Belmont, which is where they're building Bill Gates' smart city over here on this side of the White Tank Mountains. I mean, if you drive to Los Angeles on the I-10, you will see what it looks like out here. It's not very amazing countryside. Not to say that it is that amazing countryside out here in Coolidge or Florence or Santan Valley area, but it's a little bit more scenic than this. So anyway, rentals. I mean, if you got the money, Scottsdale, Camelback, Arcadia, that's where you want to go. If you got the family, so if you got the money and you want to play, that's where you go. If you got the family, you go to the Southeast Valley or West Valley, so Peoria or Gilbert, Chandler, those areas, two polar opposite sides of the town, but this is where you go with the family. If you got the family and you got the big money, you go to North Scottsdale right here, which we talked about. And if you are, I find it hard to find a reason to move to Central Phoenix unless you're moving to Biltmore or Arcadia, honestly. I don't really see a reason to be down here unless you're going to Grand Canyon University. Maybe if you're going there, great. But there are people who do like living in Central Phoenix, Midtown and all that. Me personally, I've been down there here recently, and no, it doesn't appeal to me. If I'm going to live in an urban downtown city, I'm just going to say I'm not going to live in Phoenix for an urban downtown city because I'd rather be in downtown San Diego or downtown Singapore or downtown Hong Kong or Dubai. Phoenix still has a long way to go to getting a downtown area worth really living in, but they're working on it. So they are putting in an effort, and maybe if you buy a condo there now and 10 years from now, it could have some real value to people. So anyways, guys, if you're new to this channel, do subscribe and like this video, and we will see you next time.